Hi you guys, welcome back to FVSD Life. My name's Bronwyn, and for today's video I'm going to talk to you guys about the meeting that happened on the 9th of September. And yeah, I'm going to get right into this video. I apologise for the break. There's been a lot going on in the world of sodium valproate, and as always my life has been lifing right now. But yes, so today I'm going to talk to you guys about what happened in the meeting on the 9th of September. So on the 9th of September, there was the release of the Impact paper written by the Patient Safety Commissioner, Dr. Henrietta Hughes. This is what it looks like. It is available to everyone now, obviously. And yeah, so this is what it looks like. She obviously spoke about people with FVS, spoke about valproate, and she spoke about other the other stuff that she's being a patient safety commissioner for. And yeah, so she spoke about valproate, mesh, Martha's rule. I think there's an antibiotic on there now as well. But yes, anyway, so I went to this meeting and it was based in Westminster on the 9th of September. So I'm going to tell you guys what I liked about the report and what I didn't. So what I liked about the report is that they touched upon FEMS, the FEMS Centre. So fetal exposure medicine service is there for people to be formally diagnosed with valproate, but they're also using it to learn more about FVSD, and stuff like that. And it's only based in Westminster and Newcastle, I believe. But yeah, and they're trying to get one in London, so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, it actually happens. Nobody knows, because everything's about pitching and funding, and it's just a really big system. But yeah, so she talked about that. She also talked about, I don't fully understand why, because it happened in 2022. She talked about the change in the packaging and the box and stuff. Oh, actually, it might be important because it's patient safety, isn't it? So she talked about the changes in the box and stuff, and how it got changed, and they updated it so that it says about sodium valproate affecting the fetus. It could actually cause harm to the baby and stuff. So the things that I didn't like, I'll first talk about the meeting. So the first thing I want to say is that I wasn't actually formally invited, unfortunately. A colleague of mine ended up sending it to me through, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But yes, I did speak with Patient Safety Commissioner about this, because she said that she wanted me to be part of everything, and she said, but I did send you a link. I was like, no, you didn't. I got that through a third party. And yeah, so with the meeting, afterwards they took a load of questions about what people wanted to say. I didn't have much time, but I wanted to be one of the last people to talk. And unfortunately, they didn't have enough time for my question, which I was really upset about. I had my hand up and everything, and yeah, it didn't happen. I was really upset about it. The person that I'm guessing she's a part of Henrietta's team, or she might have been from the building or something, I don't know. But woman came over and said, yeah, we didn't have enough time, but you can send an email to Dr. Hughes. And I was like, are you for real? You actually think I want to send an email? I've got fetal valproate spectrum disorder. I should have been able to talk. She's like, yeah, well, we ran out of time. That was really disappointing. So what I wanted to do was to actually walk around and speak with mainly two people. So what I wanted to first do was to speak with Sharon Hodgson. So for those that don't know, she's an MP who is supposed to be the biggest voice in the valproate and mesh movement, or the mesh campaign, valproate and mesh campaign. She's supposed to be everybody's voice. She's supposed to be really, really huge in this stuff, right? So I briefly met her in Westminster a couple of months ago, but I didn't actually have a chance to talk to her properly because she was talking in the meeting, and she was like, she's going to be, she's the main person to talk to, and so I didn't really have a chance to talk to her. I went over to talk with Sharon Hodgson, and I went there, she saw that I wanted to talk to her, she went, hi, I said, hello, my name's Bramwin Mann, and she said, oh yes, you're from, you were at the meeting in Parliament, weren't you? And I said, yes, that's right. And she said, hi, lovely to see you again. And I said, lovely to see you too. I have fetal alpha spectrum disorder, and I'm one of the main voices for people affected. And she said, oh wow, that's absolutely amazing. And when I say that, people are really, really like, oh my gosh, that's incredible. Like, you must have some stories. You must really want to, okay, then what do you want to say to me, But instead, Sharon Hodgson, she actually, I think one of her colleagues started talking to her, and she turned around and she literally turned her back on me as I started to talk to her. And it was really, I was so upset. I had never felt so let down in my life. I mean, everyone says such huge, major things about her and stuff. And yeah, that happened. I mean, I just felt so disappointed. And right after she turned her back on me, my mum tried to talk to her too, and she turned her back on my mum as well, which, yeah, that's pretty much what happened with Sharon Hodgson. Anyway, straight after her, the Patient Safety Commissioner, Dr. Hughes, was free, so I said to her, so I didn't get a chance to talk. She said, what do you mean? I said, I had a question and they shut me down. She said, I didn't know you had a question, and I said, of course I had a question. This is a huge meeting about my future. Of course I had questions. And she said, well, I'm so sorry. What did you want to talk to me about? And at that point, I was already in shutdown. I was already upset. I was absolutely devastated. I was absolutely fuming after what had just happened with Sharon Hodgson. And I just looked at Dr. Hughes and I said, I feel so unbelievably let down. I mean, I do. I feel let down about this paper. Everyone thinks it's absolutely amazing about what's been said and stuff about Valpray. I feel like Valpray wasn't given a big enough chance to talk. Also, yes, again, we weren't included. She didn't ask young people affected by valproates any questions. She talked about patients and stuff, about how important patients are in this stuff, and it's true. If it weren't for patients, she wouldn't be the Patient Safety Commissioner, right? She's only spoken to parents, carers, and guardians of people with fetal alpha spectrum disorder. She hasn't spoken to young people affected. I believe well, of course, she's spoken with mesh victims, so that I said when I was like, I feel so disappointed. You haven't included us. You didn't reach out to me for my opinion. She said, well, I've been emailing you. I said, you've been emailing me updates. You haven't been emailing me for what I want to say in this stuff. This stuff is vital and really important in my future. And you're saying I've got to keep waiting. You're saying I can't talk about it was just so, anyway. How, it's just so unfortunate, honestly. This paper, to me, it's just such a letdown. It's just, she's just literally just, there you go, it's thrown in. That's absolutely perfect for this video, isn't it? She's just literally just said, yes, new packaging for valproates and a whole bunch of other stuff. And then she talks about FEMS, which I absolutely love. But yeah, she didn't talk to young people with valproate. And we have, I mean, with the IMMDS review, which was done by the Baroness Cumberledge, she was actually at the meeting. I didn't realise she was there until I was leaving. The Baroness Cumberledge actually sat down with myself and a whole bunch of other people affected with FVSD. And she spoke with all of us individually and together. We all had statements, and, she was happy. And we spoke for a long time with the Baroness. The Patient Safety Commissioner hasn't even tried to do that. She hasn't tried to talk to us. She hasn't even tried. and it's just such a pity. I mean, but yeah. I mean, the other thing I wanted to include is that with Sharon Hodgson, I was actually hoping to ask her, because where we live, we actually have our MP is an assistant government whip for the opposition, so that means he's not allowed to do anything on the in the Valparaiso world, not allowed to be on our side and stuff. So yeah, I was hoping to ask her, what can we do now? Like, what can we do instead? Because we're at a brick wall, because everyone says contact your MP, and that's what you should do. You should do that. You need to keep pushing and pushing and pushing until we get justice. But we can't do that because we don't have an MP who's able to stand in our corner. So we want to know, what can we do? Can we actually go to another MP in a different area and say, can you help us? Can you be on our side? But you know, I mean, it's just, yeah. I mean, our MP won't even give us another pathway. He just said, yeah, can't help you. See you later. It's like, okay, okay, is that it? So yeah, but anyway. Yeah, I mean, that whole meeting was just a whole. I mean, as you got the other big thing is that, as everyone knows, the TFL strikes happened last week. We didn't know about the TFL strikes until like a couple of days before, which really affected with us getting theirs back. We are getting our money back, thankfully, but it's just, to me, I think that the team should have at least sent an email to give everyone a warning about the TFL strikes, just so people could try and plan ahead. Because the amount of people that can actually attend, the room was half empty. And yeah, I think she should have at least postponed it, or maybe brought it forward so we could do it sooner, you know. It's just, but I mean, yeah. Anyway, I don't know what else to say because I feel like I'm going to start rambling. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'm happy to say I did not get emotional with this one. Well, hey. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. It would mean the absolute world to me. And yeah, I will see you all next week for a brand new video. Not this Tuesday, the Tuesday after. Yeah, see you all then. Bye.